modified organism or GMO. Can you visualize what would occur if all of the corn nuts were consumed by insects? There will be no enough food available for everyone in the world. Many crops, including corn, have undergone genetic modification to become insect resistant. If the primary advantage of genetically modified organism is to increase the supply of food, would the development of GMO leads to any issue? As the world's population keeps growing, prior to the development of genetically modified organisms, artificial selection and selective breeding were utilized to improve crops' growth. According to breeding discussion, selective breeding is the practice of choosing and producing organisms with desired qualities.
A spider also harbors secret spider silk threads that are found stronger than steel, and yet completely elastic. Imagine what we could build if we could produce a synthetic version. The first step is getting a closer look at spider silk. The journey could take us all the way down to what we call the nanoworld. The silk is 100 times thinner than a human hair, and there's bacteria near the bacteria that is 10 times smaller a virus. Inside that is 10 times smaller 3 strands of its DNA.
Genetically modified organism or GMO is the term used for an organism created through genetic engineering. World Health Organization defines GMO as an organism, either plants, animals, or microorganism, in which the genetic material has been altered in a way that does not occur naturally by mating or natural recombination.
The following functions of GMOs in the food and agriculture industries were recognized by the Center for Ecogenetics and Environmental Health. Number 1. Genetically modified plants. With resistance, they can fend off specific pests. Number 2. Plants that have been genetically modified to withstand specific viruses. GM papaya or rainbow papaya, for instance.
GMOs in non-food and microorganism. So in GMOs in non-food and microorganism has two examples. First is drug enzyme and production. It is use of modified microorganism that can produce enzymes for food processing and medicine. Next is GMOs used in medicine. Genetic engineering is playing a significant role in diagnosis to treatment of human-related diseases. It helps in the production of drugs, gene therapy, and laboratory and researchers.
We have 4 benefits of GMO. Number 1, environmental benefits. Farmers can use less pesticides on insect-resistant GM plants. This means fewer chemicals that can damage the environment are washed into the soil. Number 2, health benefits. Farmers need to use fewer pesticides on insect plants, which results in healthier food. GM crops are better protected by and are not so susceptible to disease, insects, and herbicides, allowing a more consistent yield. Higher yields of crops due to improved protection.
Risk of GMOs. New characteristics might have negative health effects. Example, new proteins may cause allergic responses. The most common food allergens are water-soluble, glycoproteins, or the MW 10,000 to 60,000 that are resistant to heat, acid, and enzymes.
When it comes to eating, organic is a great option. Various advantages make it definitely worthwhile to spend more money. Natural and processed food is the best kind of food for your body. It is full of nutrients and doesn't have any food of the harmful chemicals that processed food has. Processed food often lacking in nutrients and can be extremely unhealthy for you.
Genetically modified foods, common GMO products, tomatoes, rice, potatoes, corn, soy milk, wheat, canola oil, and aspartame, artificial sweetening.
Is the world's leading manufacturer of tips for scanning probe microscopy and atomic force microscopy. The atomic force microscope is the instrument that defines the entire field of nanoscience and nanotechnology. It allows users in the research and high-tech industries to investigate materials on atomic scales. Nano means extremely small, and when quantifiable, it translates to 1 billion as in nanosecond. Nano is derived from the Greek word nanos, which means dwarf. Nanostructure science and technology is a broad and interdisciplinary field for research and development that has grown rapidly in recent years around the world.
Advantages and disadvantages of nanotechnology. So we have offers the potential for new and faster kinds of computers, more efficient power sources, and life-saving medical treatments. And of course, the disadvantage of using nanotechnology. So we have economic disruption and threats to security, privacy, health, and environment.
Possible application. In nanotechnology, there has 5 applications. First is semiconductors and nanotechnology for information and communication. Nanotechnology has made significant contribution to major advances in computing, electronics, resulting in faster, smaller, and more portable systems capable of managing and storing increasing amounts of data. Flexible electronics, for example, have been developed for application in smartphone and e-reader displays using. For another example is semiconductors nanomembranes. Next is medical care and health. Nanotechnology is already expanding the range of medical tools, knowledge, therapies available to clinicians. Nanomedicine is the use of nanotechnology in medicine to produce precise solutions for diseases, prevention, and diagnosis and treatment.
Nanotechnology and health benefits could save lives by improving the effectiveness of a diagnosis and therapy. The diagnosis is the basis for any treatment you may receive, from drugs to surgery. An accurate diagnosis is critical to prevent wasting precious time on the wrong course of treatment. The patient plays a crucial role in helping determine the correct diagnosis. Concern, ability to move throughout the body and pass cell membrane in order for the cell cytoplasm to communicate with the external environment. Material must be available to move through the plasma membrane.
Nanotechnology and economy. Benefits. Nanotechnology provides job opportunities in health industry, pharmaceutical industry, agriculture industry, environment industry, food and beverage industry, as well in the government and private research institutes. Concerns. It is likely that nanotechnology, like other technologies before it, will cause major changes in many economic areas. Some technologies and materials may become obsolete, leading to companies specializing on those areas going out of business. Changes in manufacturing processes brought about by nanotechnology may result in job losses.
In conclusion, foods containing genetically modified ingredients have innumerous potential to reduce cost and poverty, stop hunger and malnutrition, and support creative thinking. Some people think GM foods harm the environment and people's health, but I think this worries are overblown and unfounded. Any food produced through genetic engineering should be prohibited until it has been scientifically proven to be safe for everyone. It promises solution to our food problems by making crops more resilient, fruitful, and nutritious. GMOs have been shown to not have significant adverse effects on our health or the environment, while also having positive impacts to sustainability. We ought to give it a chance to be agriculture's next great advancement by not placing oppressive bans on GM foods, nor forcing misleading labels upon them. Genetically modified food is still a young endeavor, which may very well blossom in the solution for a better world.